South Korea could provide military aid to Ukraine if Russia targets civilians.
Here's a summary of the article.
President Yoon Suk-yeol said Korea could provide aid beyond humanitarian or economic support if Ukraine comes under a large-scale attack on its civilians in an interview Wednesday. Yoon told Reuters that if there is a situation the international community cannot condone, such as any large-scale attack on civilians, massacre or a serious violation of the laws of war, it may be difficult for us to insist only on humanitarian or financial support. It was the first time Yoon suggested that Korea could provide military aid to Ukraine in its war with Russia. His remarks signaling a possible shift in Korea's policy of not providing lethal aid to countries at war come ahead of his state visit to the United States next week. The issue became a hot topic recently after leaked classified Pentagon documents indicated that U.S. intelligence authorities may have been spying on Korea's deliberations on supplying ammunition to Ukraine in its war with Russia. Yoon also said he has no plan to hold a summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just to show off to voters for domestic political interests, but that he is open to dialogue. He said regarding North Korea's evolving threats that if a nuclear war breaks out between the two Koreas, this is probably not just a problem between the two sides, but the entire Northeast Asia would probably turn to ashes.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
If
came to ask the same question.
This so they can immediately send aid since it's already happened?
Starting now.
Meanwhile, the Russians will receive those semi-naked buff North Korean soldiers who specialize in chopping wood planks in half with their bare hands. You joke, but that will free up the steel from axes for weapons production. Now Razia will be able to both chull firefood and make armor thicker than 1 centimeter.
Ooh, yeah, about that mate.
do they got them internets in South Korea? Or TVs? Or the telegram? Anything to help receive news across the Pacific Ocean?
Why would the news travel across the Pacific Ocean, since Korea and Ukraine are on the same continent?
Because American education system, that's why.
Op is a Taiwanese Canadian, and a teacher.
I have failed and brought dishonor to my family.
Maybe he meant if Russia begin targeting military?
Easy typo to make. Russia makes this mistake all the time.
Yup. Here's your problem. You set your war plan to genocide. Let me just reset it.
Oh, a large-scale attack. Like their genocidal attack on Mariupol. Forgive me if I'm spelling it wrong.
Yes. So, South Korea can now launch a retrospective investigation, conclude that this has already happened, and then green light sending weapons under its current policies.
Well, about that. Sorry. South Korean politics are currently experiencing even more shitstorm than usual, so I think it would take at least 6 months for our parliament to agree if we will ship our weapons to the Ukraine directly. Then we would need another 6 months for our legal experts to go through all the treaties we had with Russia to see if we would be breaking it. Current President Yoon has very low support rates for now, so yeah. Opposing party would be attacking him non-stop, and considering that they are the majority at the parliament.
So is this just fishing for public support, or what's behind it?
I think it's more justifying their stance on not providing military aid. Claiming there is a situation which they would just to save face. They won't, they're too worried about what technology Russia would give NK.
What do you mean if? Russia has long been targeting civilians with their missile strikes and artillery strikes on towns and hospitals. Or is this so they can immediately send aid since it's already happened?
Forget airstrikes. They have shot civilians and buried them in mass graves.
Or in Bucha, they simply murdered and left the dead lining the streets.
They also burned many in a giant open pit alongside refuseniks and Ukrainian wounded POWs. Also, a few mass graves have been found now, plus those mobile crematoriums.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.